A beautiful morning to you and a beautiful new week. Good morning. And how are you doing? How was your weekend? I trust that you were doing great and you are ready for the new week. I'd like you as you come online to please let me know that you can hear me clearly and so we can proceed with what we have today. Good morning. This is Monday Inspo, and I am Pastor Nina Obikudo. And as always, it is my pleasure to be with you this morning to be sharing on what I have termed Appreciation Week. Yes, I've been getting feedback. There have been many encouraging testimonies of the past episodes or series that we have taken on beautification in this month of March. And I am so delighted that what we do here is working for someone. So I have termed this week Appreciation Week, and I will be talking about appreciation. That's not a word that is new to anyone. I believe we all have heard that word before, appreciation. And some other people will say thankfulness. Some other people will say gratitude, showing thanks, showing gratitude for something that has been done for you. Giving thanks to someone for what that person has done for you. And why have I termed it Appreciation Week? Because I want us the whole week through to appreciate people, appreciate persons, appreciate companies, anyone who has, in whatever form, impacted your life. Just saying thank you and being grateful that you have such a person in your life, in your space, and letting the person know how much you value their contribution to your well-being, their contribution to your life, their contribution to your success story. And that's what I expect that we will be doing the whole week through. Now, you see, very recently, I have been pondering on a whole lot of things. And, I had the privilege and the opportunity to be in what we call in this part of the world a service of song ceremony some days ago of a lady who had gone to be with the Lord. And it was amazing to hear the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful comments that were made about her, about how she lived her life, about how she impacted people by the way she lived her life. And I kind of wept, not because someone who lived that kind of life eventually had to go, but I wondered to myself, how much of this was she aware of while she was here on earth? So you see, day after day, there are a lot of people who are doing things for us. There are a lot of people who are impacting our lives in very positive ways. There are a lot of people who are going all out to even share from the little that they have just to make you and I happy. There are a lot of people who are going out of their way, making sacrifices just to see that the person next to them, the person next to you, is surviving. There are a lot of people who are saying, look, I may not have so much, but I bring to the table the little I have just to make sure that everyone around me is okay. The people who have touched your life, the people who have touched the lives of your children. My question is, how do you say thank you to them? Do they even know that they have impacted you in such a good way? In this part of the world, what we wait for is when the person has passed on. When the person is no more, you begin to hear accolades, testimonies, and so many things about how that person was good, how that person was generous, how that person did this and did that. But how do you think that person will feel if while they were here with you, you appreciated their little or their great efforts in helping humanity. Now, I'm a mother by the grace of God, and I have 2 lovely children. These children of mine are really amazing. And if you know me, you'll know that this is no tale. They are amazing. And yet, there are days when I am tired. There are days when I am weary. There are days when I am overwhelmed with my duties as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, as an auntie, as a cousin. And the weight is so on me. I really cannot tell how the Lord works in them. You see, on such days, I may just be giving them a bath, and the next thing you hear is, "Thank you, mommy, for giving me a bath. Thank you, mommy, for dressing me up. Thank you, mommy, for making my meal. Thank you, mommy, for my juice. Thank you, mommy, for buying this biscuit for us. Thank you, mommy, for doing this." And I tell you, it becomes such a booster. It gives me some kind of strength that I didn't have before. Why? Because you just know that someone out there appreciates your effort. You just know that someone out there knows that you're trying your best, and they see what you're doing and they will appreciate you for it. I just get some kind of strength, and I can move on, and I can forge ahead, and even much more. I have the strength to do much more for them. I have the strength to do extra for them. Thank you, mommy, for explaining this out to me. Thank you, mommy, for correcting me. Oh, I have an uncle and an auntie, and while growing up, they'll spank their children, they'll correct their children for doing something that is not right. And then they say, "Thank you, mommy. Thank you, daddy. God bless you." Oh my God. How can your parent flog you, and the next thing you say is, "Thank you for flogging me. God bless you"? They taught their children right to appreciate every single thing, every step of the way, whether it was correction, whether it was being thankful for the things that had been given to them. So my question to you is, how much have you done same to the people who have impacted your life? When we talk about appreciation, people just run really fast and think of, but I don't have the money to say thank you to them. But I cannot buy something for them. If I was in the position, they wouldn't even help me in the first place. It's not far-fetched. A text message to say, "Thank you, uncle, for all you have been doing for me. Thank you, auntie, for all you have been doing for me." A warm hug to your parents to say, "I appreciate all your struggles, all the sacrifices that you have been making." To your colleague, to your friend, to your boss, to that one who gives you wise counsel, to that one who has your back, to that one who lends you a shoulder to cry on. It doesn't hurt. All you need to do is say, "Thank you. I appreciate all that you have been doing for me." To your spouse, "Thank you. I appreciate all that you have been doing for me." There's a story in the Bible that I like to talk about all the time when I talk about appreciation or gratitude or being thankful. And it's the story in Luke 17 that talks about the 10 lepers. These were people who had what I would call the highest degree of ailment or sickness or disease in the land. They were not to associate with other people. Now, when these people had an encounter with Jesus, he said to them, "Go show yourselves to the priest." Because in those days, it would take the priest to declare that they were clean and that they could associate with other people. But you know, the thing about leprosy is that it eats you up so bad. So these people had leprosy, probably had eaten up their fingers, their toes, and what have you. But at that word, Jesus said to them, "Go show yourself to the priest." They went and showed themselves to the priest. What is playing in my mind is that after they had showed themselves to the priest, they had begun to see, because of that step of faith, that things had happened to them. They were not as, eaten up. They didn't look like people who had leprosy. They had seen some transformation in their skin, and these people were happy. These people knew that change had come. These people had seen that something different had happened to them. They had a new beginning, a fresh start. And they ran off, probably trying to locate where their families were. Ran off into town, trying to see where their brothers and sisters were, to reunite with their family and say, hey, look, it's a new beginning for me. But it took one of them to realize that there was something he needed to do. He needed to go back to the source to say, thank you for what you have done. And when he got to Jesus, Jesus said, were there not 10 of you that were healed? How come just one of you returned to say thank you? Now he said to that one, he said, there is something extra for every time you give thanks. There is always something more you receive when you give thanks. Now I like to call this the blessedness of giving thanks. There is something that you get that other people who do not give thanks get. So this guy got an extra. And Jesus said, for coming back to say thank you, you're not just going to be cleansed, you're going to be made whole. So every area of his body that had been eaten up by leprosy began to grow out. Creative miracle began to happen. I believe that all his fingers came back on. I believe that all his toes came back on. So much so that when you look at him, you will never see a scar or a trace that this man was ever leprous. So you see, there's a blessedness in giving thanks. It always puts you in a position to receive more and more and more. But I don't just want you to begin to give thanks just because you want to receive more. I want you to sincerely appreciate all the people around you who have been a source of blessing to your life. All through the week, it's 7 days, you can reach as many people as you can remember who have been a source of blessing to you. Start with your parents. Start with your children. Start with your spouses. Start with your colleagues. Start with those friends who have become brother and sister to you. Those people who have helped you way back and now you're on your feet. And show that you really appreciate how far you've come by helping other people around you. And just before I wrap up this morning, this is a Holy Week. We're gradually moving down to what we as Christians term the Easter celebration, where we reflect and think of the work on the cross. This is one person I would love for you to appreciate this week. Jesus, the man who did it all for you and I. He went to the cross, he died, he despised the shame. He had the choice to say, look, I am a king, I am the Son of the Most High, I am God in myself, and I cannot take all this mess. But he, for a minute, thought of you. For a minute, he thought of me. He thought of our future. He looked at us like that leper, and he knew that there was something more we needed. We needed to be made whole, and he took the work of the cross. The only way you can appreciate this work is by accepting the work of the cross. Is by looking at him and saying, Lord, I accept all that you did for me. I am grateful. I am thankful. And I understand that you did this, and I live and accept that life that he has given to you. It's a free gift. Oh, salvation is a free gift. All you need to do is believe in your heart that Jesus did this work for you, and confess with your mouth that you accept what he has done, and you make him Lord over your life. It's the highest level of appreciation. The highest level of appreciation. So I give you an invitation. For those of you who have accepted him, it's a beautiful walk, you can say. But remember that the life that you live is the life that Christ has given to you. It is no longer your life. So live it according to the terms and conditions that he has given to you. And for those of you who have not accepted him, I make you an open invitation. All you need to do is very simple. Think for a moment and come to him with a heart open and say, Lord, thank you for the gift of salvation. Thank you for sending Jesus just for me. Thank you for the work of the cross. Today, I believe that Jesus took that work for me. I am thankful that he took that work for me, and I accept him into my life as Lord and personal Savior. I want to walk this path knowing that Jesus died for me, and I live my life fully for him. And as you do that, trust me, he's waiting to receive you with his arms wide open. It's the best appreciation you can do for this week. And after taking Jesus into your life, after having him as your Lord and Savior, go ahead and appreciate all the people all around you. I appreciate you for always being here for me, for always listening to what I have to say here on Monday Inspo. You've been tremendous, you've been great, and I am thankful to have you as part of my life's history. And, don't forget, you don't have to buy anything. A text message, a warm hug, a smile, a word to someone out there will make them know that you appreciate what they are doing, they appreciate it, and they will be willing to do more. And as we do that through this week, may you receive more and more and more and more until your barns are full and until you are made whole, just like the leper who came back to give thanks. And until I come your way again, stay safe, stay blessed. God bless you.